Okay, we're live and we are talking the London Stadium. Will it ever be ours in our lifetime? According to a latest report, perhaps not, due to many reasons, which we'll get into. But look who's back in the UK, Nick. Good to
I
see
bet
you,
you
mate.
can't. I bet you can't guess where I've been.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I wonder. Oh, I wonder.
Yeah, back.
Bloody.
I've landed today. I am very, very tired. So if I switch off a little bit, please forgive me. But I have been up for like 3 days straight now, so I am shattered. But I'm ready to talk about West Ham. As fucking
Yeah. Honestly, it's the timing of this is so interesting because for those who don't know, I was on Talksport round with Simon Jordan earlier, who says that it's crazy, impossible to think West Ham could ever get a new stadium, so we have to improve the one we've got. Now, before that, I went into it having read this report. So this was a big post from Sean. And look, whatever we think of Sean, he's putting some information out. It's not his opinion. It's not someone's told me. This is information.
Yeah.
And what he's saying is the London Stadium is extremely unlikely to be directly owned by West Ham in our lifetimes without huge hurdles being overcome. Last week, we revealed the cost of London Stadium have passed 1.2 billion, with 710 coming from accumulated losses. So yeah, we signed a 99-year lease.
Yeah.
And yeah, the thing is, one of the big reasons is so much public money has gone into it. So he's saying that no, do we ever read the live chat? Yes. Yeah, no politician will ever approve it because how much taxpayer money has been pumped into it already. And a politician is it's not going to look good on them to go and approve a sale of the club,
Yeah.
of the stadium. Sorry. So that's one point. Do you want to go point by point, or do you want me to go through them all then talk?
No. Well, let's go point by point. So the point there is, can I just put that tweet up? Let me just get that tweet up. Where is it? Just so I can follow the points. Did you put it in a
Yeah.
private chat?
Yeah, I think I did. Or did I just get it up? Did I send it to you? I thought I sent it to... Oh, you mean on here? Sorry, I got it on my...
Yeah, sorry, I'm a bit
I
all
sent
over
it
the.
to you on WhatsApp.
Right. So the point there, I think the point there you're making is they've pumped so much money into it. Like if they now let it go, it's going to look bad on the politics. I mean, I don't see where they're coming from with that. To be quite honest with you, if something's losing money at that rate and it's not sustainable for what they built it for, why would they carry on pumping money into it? I mean, it doesn't make sense. It's like trying to win the jackpot on a £15 fruit machine, but you spent 400 quid on it. It's if it's losing money, it's losing money unless they find a way to start making a lot more money, which is not going to come from the football club, which is not going to come from the agreement they made already with the with West Ham, because it was such a low rent and it was sort of like an afterthought. It's not going to come. So I don't see what the point is there, to be honest.
These are politicians we're talking about, though, right? And this is how they end up looking at things. And for them, the big issue is the legacy, right? Remember that this was the whole thing about why we got the stadium, why our bid won over Spurs, because we
Yeah.
was going to preserve the legacy, which is keep the running track, keep athletics in, honestly. There's no protest happening Monday. It's a boycott, Jim. So as I was really wanting to know, there's no protest Monday. It's just not turning up, mate. We'll get closer to follow us for the Burnley one, but just don't go to the game. So yeah, the legacy. This is why, Nick, right? So financially, you're right. It don't make sense. It makes sense for them to say, chuck us some money and let's cut our losses in, try and recoup what we can.
Yeah.
That's sensible. But because of the legacy, like I said, that's the big hurdle for me. They want to keep that athletics because they're so proud of the legacy.
It doesn't make money. Like, what athletics have been in that stadium since the Olympics? Can you name 10 events that have been there?
Well, I can't. I know we've had athletics trials, and
I mean, this is 13 years since they've built that stadium. How many Olympic or sort of like major running events have they had in there? There can't be more than half a dozen.
no,
So
I don't think so.
how was they? I mean, to be fair, the whole thing has been a fucker. It was an idea based on nothing, right? So when they built the Commonwealth Stadium in Manchester for Man City, they had to do it with football in mind after, because they know that the stadium is not sustainable unless there's something in there, right?
Yeah,
If you look at, I mean, I've been to Barcelona, and I'm sure there's lots and lots around the world, and I'm sure people around the world will tell me. If you look at any Olympic stadium after the Olympics, you go to Barcelona and look at the '92 Olympics, which was 20 years before. It's a fucking garden. It's like a derelict garden. Like, it's just sitting there wasting away, right? So
yeah,
the first thing that they did, they made a mistake is they built it thinking that athletics will sustain. I don't know whether they thought that the Olympics was going to boost some sort of major sort of like, program into the Olympics or whatever, and running and all that sort of nonsense. But
yeah,
to lose 1.2 billion pounds and then still not admit that it's, it's a burden and it needs to go. I mean, I'm not even going to stick up for the owners here, because the owners, from what I'll tell you a little bit about what I knew earlier and what I was told, good few years ago now. So I'm not going to stick up for them, because they already knew this was going to happen. That is why they wanted the Olympic Stadium, because they thought they was going to get a free stadium. That was it.
yeah.
But as I said, we'll talk about it better. But in fact, it can't keep on hemorrhaging money like that.
Yeah.
It can't.
But this is it. You brought up Man City, and this was the big thing, right? Where Simon Jordan brought up Man City. Well, you just do what Man City did, and now look what they've got. It's like you said, Nick. It was built
It was
with
built
it
for
in
football
mind,
afterwards.
and
Yeah.
and that is the thing. There was the big thing. Seb Go said, "We do not want football in this stadium." When they was building that stadium, we do not want. We're not going to build it with football in mind. I'm pushing it. We're not having it, and this is what we've got. So, and because of that decision, not only is it cost us having anything close to a decent football ground, it's cost the taxpayers millions. Honestly, they should be arresting that man. So yeah, the other thing is the challenge to the deal is the individuals involved. London Mayor Sadiq Khan and West Ham Vice Chairman Karen Brady don't get on politically or personally, and it's difficult to see a deal being concluded while both are still in their posts. Khan will not face another election until May 2028, while Brady has been at West Ham since 2010 and shows no signs of stepping down. So obviously, we don't do politics on this channel. We don't get involved in politics. Whatever way you swing, you're all welcome here. We're here to talk West Ham, but that's obviously a short-term stumbling block, right? So they don't get on. Obviously, they're on two different parties, and you don't want to be seen caving into Brady, so that's a short-term stumbling block over the next 4 years. Then we've got another election. He could win the next one and be here for another 4 years, 5
He
years.
probably will, to be quite honest with you. He probably will.
This is it. So as long as one of
I think what the issue is here, right? I'm going to tell you what the issue is, and I'm going to tell you what I got told years ago. So years ago, and I won't name names, but you can presume, yeah. Somebody high up in the club, when I went for some meetings, and I won't mention names, as I said, told me that the whole plan was that the LLDC will sort of run itself into the ground, it will collapse, and in the end, they'll have to hand the stadium over, the running over to West Ham, because it's losing too much money. And that was when I think Khan had just taken over. I think, right? So the problem is here that they're very Khan looked high and low, I think, through contracts and tried to look at a leasing agreement to see if he can abandon the deal, because he thought the deal made by the last mayor, we know that was a bad deal, right? Which is right. He's right. And obviously that they want to sort of like dig their heels in and not give into it. There's also a clause, I believe, in the contract that they cannot just sort of like collapse and give it to West Ham, because they will be given an advantage from taxpayers to a business, because it's a business, right? So
Yeah.
there's that sort of thing. So
There's
there
a
will have
rule.
to
Yeah.
be, yeah, there will have to be some sort of like bidding process and all that sort of thing. But it just seems to me like Khan, his dislike for Brady and Sullivan is so high that he will do anything, and I mean anything, to not make this easy for them. And what it comes down to in the end, like after everything's said and done, is that they've gambled massively that, you know, the last mayor would stay in charge and they will be given the stadium, and you know, he will like sort of go through with a deal. And he got, well, dislodged from now. I don't know. I don't really know how he left. I don't, as I said, I don't follow politics. But the problem is now they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. They can't sell, or they won't sell, or they can't meet their valuation. Their whole valuation is based on them owning the stadium, and it just seems like the you know, the mayor of London is digging his heels in to make sure that they don't get an easy ride, which is, you know, it's, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. This is it. And the lot. Yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, the big stumbling on, yeah, those rules. The last point is just says the current London Stadium contract runs until 2112, when the politicians who made the decision will be long gone, and so will most of us. The most likely, that is most likely the most obvious date due to transfer of ownership. But by then, the club may decide to move elsewhere or build a new stadium. Oh, not just me that thinks that could be a possibility that we could get a new stadium. But yeah, honestly, but you know,
I mean,
you got this comment you started. Honestly, some people are so thick.
you've got to be realistic in the fact that there ain't going to be a new stadium built tomorrow.
No,
Like, you've
of
got to
course
be
not.
realistic, and obviously, like, there's processes and all, and a new owner has to come in, and then they have to go through the, you know, the you know, cross the I's, dot the T's, and all that nonsense.
Yeah, bit of
To see
proper
what they can
ownership.
do in terms of getting out of the contract. Because 99 years at I think it's £4 million now, which we've had 10. So 90 years, even if they was to get out of that contract, they may have to pay £400 million just to get out of the contract. Close to that.
Who?
West Ham. Because
I
they've
don't know.
sold.
Listen, yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know if
£100.
that's the
Like,
case.
that
That's just a
that might be the
speculation.
first thing. So we might be stuck there. Can there be a deal done? Maybe, but it have to be fair.
I think they might be happy
Fair
to let
play.
us out of it, to be honest with you, because
Yeah,
then
they
they could
might.
just use it like it could be like the
Yeah.
next like O2 Arena. They'll just do events there.
I don't know, mate. You know, I don't know what the as I said before. Like, I'm just reading what Sean said here. I don't know how much is fabricated. I don't know how much is just, you know, said to, you know, try and let, you know, people think that it's harder job than it is. But, you know, I don't know that, you know, I haven't looked into it or anything.
I
I'm just
don't
going
think
by information.
anything's fabricated on here. I don't
No,
think this is.
I mean, it looks very official and all that. But I mean, where is it coming from? You know, most of it that's put in here I knew already. The only thing I didn't really know is that you know, the problems between Khan and you know, Brady was that bad. But I just think if they are that bad and relations are that bad, I just think that's you know, a major sort of like plus for getting her out. Because if they can't come to an agreement with the people that they think they thought they could deal with in terms of getting a stadium off of them, then she's got to go.
Yeah,
She's got to go.
well, this is the thing, right? Whether we can build a new stadium or not, right? Whether that's a possibility, it's immaterial. So, in fact, the fact that
But
we can't apparently do it, it
then I
shows
can't,
you that, yeah,
honestly, I can't see how people like Simon Jordan this morning was saying, how can we? Like, Everton have just built one.
yeah,
Tottenham have
that's
just
it.
built one. Like, it ain't beyond
Everton got the last new stadium, everyone. No more new stadiums. That's it.
that's it.
Everton's
Like,
got the
the
last
way
one.
he's talking like, you know, it's just for the elite clubs. You're talking about billions of pounds. Like, it's billions of pounds of investment, but that doesn't mean someone could come in and sort of like fund it. You know, if they sold it, you know, I don't see how Simon Jordan could turn around and go, well, how do you expect them to fund it? No, Everton have just built a stadium, a brand new stadium, and they didn't even sell Goodison Park. They still own it. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
100%.
baffling, this stuff, like the way that some people think. Like, and Simon Jordan's a very intelligent man. We was talking about him earlier, Dan, but like, it's not beyond the realms of. But is it going to happen overnight? No, of course it isn't. But it doesn't mean it can't happen.
Yeah. No, exactly. This is it. When I said to him, my hope is that we get an owner who can build a new stadium. I said he act like I said, this is what I demand off a new owner. I said that's my hope. Birmingham is building new 3 billion development. Why not West? This is what I'm saying. You can look if some other club goes and builds a new stadium now, well, he's gonna look like a right fucking idiot, isn't he? Because it's like, well, you just told us we can't have a new stadium, but they're having a new stadium. Like with East London, like there's land in East London where it's not all congested. You go up fucking Beckton Way, down the side there of A13, all the docking land, and there's land you can get that's not. The Spurs one costs so much because it's in such a congested area. That's buy out shops and houses and so much. And then they built the fucking super stadium of the fucking century there, so it was about 2.5 bill.
Yeah.
But they did it. They spent the money. Did they not spend the money? So why can't we get an owner that's willing to come in and see the value and invest? And I don't even want a super stadium. Give me a smaller stadium if need be. Just give me fucking something proper built for football. I'm not asking for the best world-class stadium like we were promised. I don't even want that. I want something close to like what we had, maybe a little bit bigger. It can be 45, it can be 50,000. I don't give a shit. Just give me something that feels like home.
Yeah.
That's that. I don't think
I don't know why this geezer Rod keeps on piping up. Let me.
I think he's taking the piss out of Simon Jordan. I don't know. I think he's
he's been fucking. I don't know. Go on.
Yeah. But this is it. To say that, like I said, I'm not even saying a new owner has to come in and day one build us a new fucking stadium. These things take time. Explore avenues, opportunities. Man United stadium is getting subsidized because they're regenerating the area and creating jobs. So they're getting subsidies off it.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. There's so many different avenues. There's investment. There's there's sponsorship deals. There's lots of different things you can do to build new stadiums. It's just they ain't bothered. Then let's be honest. It's not their long-term legacy. They wanted that stadium. They thought they was going to get the land for free, and it hasn't worked out that way. They've made a big, massive fucking mistake. What they're trying to do, right? Every year, is they're pushing us further and further and further. I said this earlier, right? I'm 50-50. I was about 80-20 before Nuno took over, but I'm 50-50 whether we're going to go down this year. And as I said before, it doesn't matter to me whether we go down. It doesn't matter to a lot of people that are still there, right? Because whether I'm watching Lucas Paqueta or we sign Messi or whatever, or watching the likes of Kovac and Robbie Stockdale, it doesn't matter to me because I go and support the team, right? But when you're driving away, and you've made it such a miserable fucking place that's meant to be filled with tourists that are quiet, that are watching a football team that could just about sustain, right? When it's down to the 10,000 diehards that will go week in, week out, it's going to look like a fucking shit heap, and it's going to become a shit heap, and it's very, very, very close to killing the football club. Very close. Yeah, and that is why, we have to hope we hold out long enough until something can happen. Something sensible can happen, because this is not sustainable if they keep on running it the way it is.
No. Do you know it's Simon Jordan's burner account pulling fucking imaginary figures out the air.
No one's telling anyone to
knock it down. Build a new stadium, buy new players, 60,000 seater. Even though I said I'd take a smaller stadium, you got change of 4 billion plus. Where have you pulled this 4 billion fucking plus out of the air? Where are people just fucking create? It's like Simon Jordan. Let's just create a number.
But it's like they are saying that it's not doable. If Everton have just done it, Everton, right, who are in a very similar position to us at the moment.
They've got 4 billion. Apparently, they've got 4 billion.
How can you not say it is possible? Of course, it's possible. Of course, it is.
Luton getting a new stadium as well. Luton. Oh, interesting. Oh, I thought you couldn't get any more new stadiums, especially in London. So, Dina, we can't. From what I understand, we can't dig down because there's gas pipes or whatever under the pitch. So that's the reason they can't dig down. So this is the issue. When I presented it, Simon, you telling me then what we can't do. You tell me how we fix this. We have to stay in this stadium and make it better. How do we do that? No
Can't
answers.
redevelop what we've got.
No,
It's
that's the problem, because if we could have improved it, we would have more than pre-poured pints, beer shelves, and fucking non-West Ham fans waving the flags unenthusiastically at half time. You know what I mean? The fucking they put a wall up. They made the stadium worse. Like, what can they what can we do with what we've got to make that somewhere where fans want to go? Because just honestly, at the moment,
Jason McKean says Tottenham Stadium costs 1.2 to 1.5 billion, and Everton's cost 800 million. So it can be done, but London has a premium when it comes to the price of land. I would take
that difference, that price difference, isn't London tax. Spurs' stadium compared to Everton Stadium, Spurs spent a lot more on the facilities of the stadium. I believe it's a bigger stadium than what Everton has.
Well, they already. I mean, I can't see how them numbers have come up, because Spurs already own that land.
So no, they had to. No, they had to buy it. They moved down a little bit further down. It's not. They didn't build it on the old site. That's why, remember, for years it got delayed because there were shops that didn't want to sell up, and then one of them mysteriously caught fire one night.
Oh,
right.
Yeah,
there was that old chestnut. Yeah. So, but this is it. It weren't just because Spurs spent that money. You can't equate that and go, well, now that's going to cost us at least that. Like, you're looking at different areas, maybe areas that aren't as built up. I don't know. Listen, how much land we've got. If you actually looked at Rush Green, fucking, we own that. Go back to Chadwell Heath. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that, oh, it's a certainty, but I'm just saying explore our options. Explore the options. That's what I want. I want us to try. They're not even trying. They're not even admitting we fucked up. We fucked up.
Yeah, I think that's the first step of it, isn't it? When they first come out and just turn around and said, look, you know, we've balls this right up, and you know, there's got to be someone out there that can sort this out. That's the first step. But then they're never going to do that, Dan.
Because if you admit you have a problem, that's the first step to fixing the problem. When you don't admit there's a problem, you're never gonna fix it. You know, it's absolutely crazy to see. I'm not getting my hopes up, but I'm just saying that it's not impossible. Don't tell me something's impossible. Don't tell me no club can now get a new stadium. Don't tell me like that's it. New stadiums are done.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't believe that. Like I said, if we get a new owner, I'm not going to sit there and go, well, if they don't give us a new stadium, I want them out. I want someone to come in with ambition to try.
I'm telling you now, there will be someone in East London that owns a load of land, right? That if West Ham come and bought the land, he'd sell it to him. If it meant getting his football club, there would be a West Ham fan, owner of land somewhere, that would build it in East London, that would sell them the land so they can build it. Probably not to this lot, but if they was ever serious about it, there will be someone.
People are thinking that I'm asking for a better, bigger, better, grander stadium. It's not about that, right? If we have to compromise and you cut back less seats,
do you think that if we downgraded the stadium, so if we went into, say, a 45,000 seater stadium, that would be them admitting defeat and saying, you know, we couldn't do it in a 60,000?
Well, the thing is, if they built a 60,000, right, then we could do it. But it's if they say, well, we can't afford, they can say, well, we can't afford to build. Like, if we have to build a stadium, we can't afford to build it. They can say that, and everyone will go, well, fair enough. We'll take the 45. Like, get rid of a load of the tourists, prioritize the fans that were there since Upton Park days, and try and get the feeling back and make it feel like home. Like, could you imagine, like, somewhere near around Canning Town Way, or all them with, you know, Royal Albert Docks or whatever, all them areas, get all the pubs bouncing again, like just being back. Fucking, do you know what? I used to spend a lot of time at Stratford as a kid, and it's a different place now. Now I fucking hate it. I hate Stratford now, and it's just get us back to our old, you know, East Ham borough that way.
Can I just read this bit, right? Which is, I thought this bit was interesting. The final obstacle is state aid regulations, EU regulations that prohibit public authorities from giving selective financial advantages to companies. That's what I was talking about, including which distorts competition. UEFA, the governing body for football in Europe, must ensure its member clubs comply with these rules despite the UK leaving the EU. So how the fuck can they regulate EU regulations if we're not in the EU?
I think it's because it's
It's UEFA.
UEFA. We're all
UEFA,
yeah.
okay.
Which although I don't know, I thought.
To be honest with you, Dan, I agree with that. I agree with that. Like we that deal should never have, like, in terms of like just giving it over,
Yeah.
which is what the club wanted. I mean, if our top businesswoman Karen Brady didn't know about them EU regulations, what the fuck was she doing? She weren't doing her job.
That rule must have come in afterwards, because if you look at it, us renting the stadium gives us a financial advantage because we haven't had to. We've got a new stadium that we're renting on the cheap. So surely
It had been hoped that the potential dismantling of the LLDC in 2025 would lead to the London Stadium being leased by a third party, but in the end, the LLDC was just slimmed down instead of losing its planning powers. In April this year, the toxic London Stadium asset was transferred to Greater London Authority, a holding company. Yeah.
Pi Capital wanted to buy all that land out, didn't they? They wanted to, and that's the thing. Like, they could potentially, you could get someone who goes, okay, we'll take the whole. Like, we're talking, okay, let's be real, we're talking Saudi, Qatari type ownership. That's what someone that is looking at the club as a status symbol of, I want to take this club and be the next super club, right? They're not looking for a return of investment and all of this shit. We're not talking about the little broke fucking British owners that Simon Jordan likes, that he wants to keep all the clubs British owned, but they don't want to invest any money and they get us to fucking rented stadiums. That's what we need. So maybe if someone, sports washers. We need a sports washer. This is horrible to say, but I take that over. Sullivan is a former sports washer if you look into his background. But yeah, they might look at it and go, well, look, fucking this land. Don't some Qataris own some of that land around the stadium already?
Yeah, I think they do. I think they do.
Imagine they goes, all right, well, fuck it. We'll take if there was a bit serious offer that they could go, well, instead of spending, however much, they could offer some serious money to the LDC that lets them save face. Then they can say, well, we can reinvest that into local facilities. We're going to build this with the money. We're going to do that, something like that. But David Sullivan will never do that. He wants it for free. He's never going to chuck them a serious chunk of money that they could then go and save face with.
No,
that's the problem.
I mean, we're probably not the most educated to be commenting on a subject. I'm too fucking tired to get my head around it, to be quite honest with you. It's been hurting my head to just read fucking stuff. But
we're West Ham fans. I'm not.
That's what we need to do.
Yeah, no, we will, and we'll look at someone. And look, we're West Ham fans. I'm not here saying I'm protesting to get a new stadium. Whatever happens, I want him out. I don't care after that. What he has done to the club is unforgivable. He has absolutely destroyed us. And I tell you what, the thing is, and we should all be scared, because if we stay in this stadium like it is, then the club will die. It will be on its way out, because more and more people will walk away.
One or two mistakes in the club will be gone.
Look at it, Nick, right? Near enough. Pretty much the capacity of Upton Park have left the stadium, have given up their season tickets, right? I know so many fans I spoke to that said, this is the last season for me, and then I'm giving it up. So season after season after season, more are going to... Then it's going to be replaced with the tourists, right? The Arsenal fans, the Chelsea fans that look at it as a cheap season ticket, the fans that don't sing. I mean, it's so quiet in there. And people that go in there and say, I'm gonna go there Monday to support the team, you're gonna get a pin drop in there.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you what, year after year.
I'm gonna do a video tomorrow. I'm gonna tell you why I'm protesting and why I think it's important. But there we go.
There you go. So don't forget, obviously, we are sponsored by OK Jerseys. We have got our OK Jerseys. This is a great time to You think I would buy this from you know who? You think I'd spend that money on them? Think I'd line their pockets for this, mate? No, sirree. OK Jerseys. 15 quid plus use code Nicky. You get 8% off, right? The new ones, the classic ones, the flipping internationals, the different leagues. Ryan's eyeing up a retro Barca shirt.
Dan's just ordered a Japan shirt.
Yes, if you know about One Piece, my favorite thing ever, One Piece Japan. When I get it, it's a fucking beautiful kit. It's beautiful. So yeah, you can get anything, mate, on there.
Yeah.
So do go and check it out. Like I said, it's some good stuff, and it's good quality, as you can see. It's no moody stuff, mate. Well, apart from I would take it without that off, but
Mine don't come up.
we can get that off. Yeah, I ain't got the green screen. You can get this off. So do check it out. Just make sure you use that code to get 8% off, and let us know if you get a shirt. Then let us know what you think of it, how you find it. A few people have got in touch and said they're really impressed with the quality.
Yeah,
And it's up order mine. They ain't getting a penny off me. Nice one. Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah, this is it. Because look, at the same time, as fans, we still love West Ham. We hate Sullivan, we hate Brady, but we still love West Ham. We still want to go out in pride, wear our colours, and you see another West Ham fan wearing it, and you're like, come on, son.
Oh, didn't work. I'll make sure it works, mate. Go and try it again.
Yeah. Did you spell Nicky? Is it capital Nicky? Not well, maybe it's capital, maybe it's case sensitive.
No, I think it's lowercase, but try them both anyway. But I'll make sure it's I'll make sure it's
when I bought mine and my aunt's, because my aunt wanted one, that's all. And do you know what? Let me fucking get one, Little Japan. So I bought it out of my own pocket and I used code Nicky and it worked. It did work. So I did that either yesterday or the day before. My code didn't work. That's so weird.
I'll make sure it works. If it didn't work, try it again. I'll make sure.
Yeah, message you, because like I said, I think it was, when did you do it? Because like I said, I did it sometime. I had to press it a couple of times. I just pressed it a couple and it didn't necessarily come at the same time. So try it a couple of times if you have any issues, but we'll get on to them. Jamie says my shirt's turned up this week. What did you get, Jamie? And Midge ain't getting my money. Let us know. Like I said, Nicky's got this season's own one. And I got the away, and there's a few others. I got the third shirt, and I got the centenary away shirt. I love that shirt. I had that when I was a kid. So yeah, brilliant. I asked my stepdad if his code worked. Yep, find out. Like I said, new and the 94. Nice.
And just before we go, I've got a few people in here as well, because I have got to go because I am fucking knackered. Tony Cotty night coming up at the Brewdog. You can get your tickets. Go to the Brewdog website, and I'm sure they're on there. Brewdog Upminster on the 6th of November, I believe it is. Tony Cotty, us, me, Ryan, and Tony Cotty. So get your tickets for that. There's only a couple left now, and we sell out every night, and they're
brilliant. Where are they getting the tickets from? Where did they get them?
Brewdog. Go to the Brewdog Instagram, Brewdog Upminster, and you'll find them on there.
Yeah, of course. And if you're on our Instagram, we are sharing it, and our Twitter and all of that stuff. But yeah, do you know what? That is the one thing, the badge. I don't wear the current badge. That's the one thing that I miss, our old badge. And that's why I love the retro shirts and the other shirt I got, because I love that old badge. When I see this, it does remind me a bit of, what we've become. But apart from that, like, it is a nice shirt. I wasn't keen on it when I first saw it, but it's decent, this one. Not keen on the home one, but the third kit I like, but the retro ones.
Yeah, they've grown on me, these kits. But
they should be getting some of the Avcos back. Yeah, the 86 shirts, and I can't wait for that. I really had my eye on that, and they all got sold out.
And I'm gonna fall asleep in a minute if you don't wrap.
Yeah. All right, we'll do it like Big Brother. You know when they used to sleep on air and people used to watch them sleep?
Yeah, we should do,
yeah. So listen, thank you everyone for watching, and whatever happens, we're going to keep covering it. We're going to be covering the boycott on Monday, so look out for that, and whatever side of the fence you sit on, we're going to be talking about it. And lots of content to come, so thank you all for your support. Thank you, everyone. Lawless Live past 5K subscribers. So thank you all for support over there. That's a nice little milestone. And let's get Nicky off to bed.
Thank you. I'll be back in the morning, though.
Yeah, back in the morning with another video on why he's boycotting. So thank you all for watching. One thing left to say. Come on, you wines.